Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
The Yankees have made their way to Kansas City, the city of fountains. You want some good barbecue? Kansas City has that for you too. But if you want some good baseball, come on out to Kauffman Stadium, the home of the Kansas City Royals, as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It'll be the New York Yankees versus the Kansas City Royals from Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. Hello, everybody. I'm John Flaherty, joined by Carlos Beltran for the last two games of this series. Yankees took care of business last night in Game 1. They scored 12 runs on their way to an easy victory. And Carlos, one of the big storylines of last night's game, the long ball.
You're right, John. It was great to see the Yankees coming through after starting the season very slow offensively. Seems like right now they have found a very good rhythm with the lineup. They're hitting the ball out of the ballpark. They're getting the line moving. And at the same time, when you have an offense built like the ones that have the New York Yankees, you know that at some point home runs are going to come. So it's great to see the Bronx Bombers coming through for the New York Yankees.
4 home runs for the Yankees last night. Gleyber Torres finished it off. And when you look at a breakdown for the Yankees offensively this season, 20 games, the last 5 has been red hot. 9.8 runs per game, the batting average well over 300, and 15 home runs to boot. Well, when we look forward to tonight's game, the Yankee ace will be on the hill. Garrett Cole on the mound tonight. You can say that his season probably got off to a little bit of a slow start, but his last outing against the Guardians, Carlos, definitely his best outing of the year.
Well, John, let me tell you, I was there and I got to see Garrett Cole pitching such a good game. He really shut down a very good lineup of the Cleveland Guardians. He was attacking the strike zone. All his pitches was in control. Seems like he was enjoying getting the Cleveland Guardians out. So it was great to see Garrett Cole coming through for the New York Yankees, and good to see Garrett Cole on the mound here in Kansas City.
Yeah, let's take a look at the numbers. 6 2/3, only 4 hits, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, a season high in innings, strikeouts, and pitches for Garrett Cole. The story of the Yankees lately has been the lineup. Rizzo has been red hot. DJ LeMahieu has been red hot for the Yankees. Our studio crew, Chris Sheeran and Jeff Nelson, they're going to break it down next, right here on Yes. Burke, and by FanDuel Sportsbook, make every moment more. And by Cadillac, gravitate to greatness and visit your tri-state Cadillac dealer today. And by the New York Lottery, get out there and play. Some of the great scenes in this rivalry between the Yankees and the Kansas City Royals as manager Aaron Boone looking on, his red-hot club winning 7 games in a row, trying to take the second game of this 3-game set against the Kansas City Royals. We're going to take a look at the TikTok starting lineup. TikTok, it starts on TikTok. DJ LeMahieu leading off, Josh Donaldson playing third, Anthony Rizzo red hot playing first and hitting third, Giancarlo Stanton in right field, Gleyber Torres at second base, Aaron Hicks back in the lineup at center field, Joey Gallo in left, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa at short, Jose Trevino behind the plate, and noticeably as absent from that lineup, Aaron Judge getting a day off. On the mound, it's going to be Carlos Hernandez. You look at his numbers on the season. It'll be his 4th start. The ERA inflated at 6.43. 5 walks, 5 strikeouts. And Carlos, let's take a look at our pitcher scanner report on Hernandez.
Well, John, Carlos Hernandez, have to navigate the Yankee lineup. It's going to be a different task for him, difficult task, but at the same time, he needs to find a way, basically, to give the Royals an opportunity to pitch a good game. And also, this is a good opportunity for him to gain experience. Being his 4th start this year, I think it's going to be great to see a younger guy taking the mound.
Well, Hernandez going to face a lineup for the Yankees starting to really round into form offensively. Have won 7 games in a row. Record now at 14-6. Kansas City record of 7-11. Hernandez pitching out of the stretch. And first pitch to LeMahieu is in there for a strike, and we're underway. Game 2 of a 3-game set here in Kansas City. 19 games for DJ. The batting average well over 300. Couple of home runs, 8 RBIs. Ground ball right back up the middle, catches a piece of Hernandez over to first, 1 down.
I think, John, this is a good opportunity, I think, for Hernandez to start a game like that.
Let's take a look at the defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State GMC dealers. Benintendi, Isbel, Oliveros in the outfield. Bobby Witt Jr., Lopez, Merrifield, and Santana round out the infield. Perez behind the plate. We've already detailed Carlos Hernandez out on the mound.
He got hit by that pitch. But at the same time, you know, being able to get DJ LeMahieu, the first hitter of the game, ground out to the pitcher, that's a good start by Hernandez.
It looked like it got him on the inside part of the leg, his land leg. But with 1 down, will bring up Josh Donaldson. Batting average under 200. Donaldson had that walk-off leadoff hit, or walk-off hit on opening day, and has kind of been struggling to find his groove here. A couple of home runs, 5 RBIs in 19 games. Hernandez pretty much a 2-pitch pitcher. A good fastball there at 97 miles an hour. Throws a lot of curveballs. So not your typical starter, Carlos, in that he's got 3 or 4 pitches you have to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, Hernandez seems today like he feels good. Speed, velocity is there. At the same time, behind the plate, he feels confident having Salvador Perez, who is from Venezuela, the same place Fernandez is. So Spanish will be the language between the catcher and the pitcher.
Well, I loved what you mentioned earlier about Hernandez going to gain experience in this game against the Yankee lineup, no matter how it goes. But to having Sal Perez behind the plate, what a luxury for this Kansas City Royals staff.
Yeah, as a young player, you have to give you a lot of confidence to have a veteran guy behind the plate, a guy who understands the league, a guy who has faced the Yankee many times, knows the players. So this is a good opportunity for Carlos to basically go by what, you know, Salvador is just calling.
Again, you see Hernandez pitching out of the stretch, kind of simplifying those mechanics. A little low with the breaking ball, be a full count to Donaldson.
That got to hurt, right?
Not if it hits you in that chest protector. I've admired what that guy has done behind the plate for all these years, and you know, he's old school, right, Carlos? I mean, he's back there pretty much every day.
He wants to be in the lineup. There's no doubt about that.
3-2 to Donaldson, fouled off. We hear so much in today's game about load management, and we got to give guys a day off. And today, Aaron Judge, right, one of the most consistent, hottest hitters for the Yankees, gets a day. Salvador Perez doesn't get too many days off.
I like the days off when I'm not swinging the bat well.
Yeah.
But when I'm swinging the bat well, I want to be in the lineup. So, but at the same time, I understand that this is how baseball is going. Sometimes managers and the front office trying to protect the players to stay healthy.
Well, there's Aaron, gets a night off.
It's a good day to eat some flower seeds.
Mike Matheny, manager of the Kansas City Royals. A man you know well, Carlos.
Yeah, Mike Matheny, I got history with Mike. And at the same time, it has to be great to see, you know, as a catcher, being able to manage one of the best catchers in the game has to be a great treat.
Oh, good at that right there for Donaldson. Works a 9-pitch walk. Well, let's take a look at your local keys. Well, let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers.
Well, John, keep having fun. I think the Yankees are having a great time on the field. You could see it based on their production. I think today will be a great day for Cole to extend the winning streak from the Yankees and the offense to continue to do what they do best, hitting the ball and keep the line moving. I think when you keep the line moving, it's so good for the offense, and it takes pressure on everyone in the lineup.
One down, bring up Anthony Rizzo. First pitch swinging and missing at an off-speed pitch. Rizzo hit his 9th home run of the year last night, already has 21 RBIs. Carlos, I was always a guy with that first month of the season in April where you can get some bad weather, a hot shot pulled foul. I always looked at the end of April and kind of evaluated, okay, where am I at offensively? Is the batting average where I want it? Production? And I look at Rizzo with 9 and 21 already. What a great start.
Great start, John. I think Rizzo have to be going to bed every night feeling so good about his stats, feeling so good about where he at offensively. And at the same time, you know, what he brings to the table defensively, he's a great defender at third base. So it's great to see Rizzo just starting the season the way he has started.
0-2, swing and a miss and an off-speed pitch down and away. 2 down.
It's a good changeup by Carlos. Down and away, got Rizzo chasing.
You know, here I was saying it was fastball curveball, right? And he introduces a changeup right away in the first inning. Maybe caught Rizzo a little bit by surprise.
Yeah, a lot of time when you prepare before the game with the scouting report and they don't give you that pitch, which I doubt it. I believe that, you know, they go over that. But at the same time, if it's a pitch that he don't throw often on the game and you just get to see it for the first time, a lot of times that's what can happen. It could be a little bit of fun.
With 2 down, bring up Giancarlo Stanton cleaning up tonight, playing right field. Stanton off to a solid start. 264 and 14. Takes a breaking ball in the outside corner down and away for a strike.
He seems like he's feeling more comfortable at the plate. Seems like he's seeing the ball better. Got to his average to 260. So, which is good to see that.
Good swing, fouled straight back. Well, that's a home plate umpire, Stu Sherwater. See 2021 strike calling trends. Tighter on the inside corner, fewer lower strikes in his 9th major league season. Hitter friendly umpire. They get 2 hitters in the booth. We'll take that, Carlos.
Oh man, John, I have done 4 games and every umpire has been a hitter friendly, so I don't know where those umpires were when I was a player.
No. Up to 2-2, down and away.
See, it's great to see Salvador Perez basically giving the Carlos the confidence to say, I want you to bounce this ball. I want you to throw this curveball on the ground. I know that as a catcher, you know, you have to be ready to be able to block that ball. Salvador made it look so easy.
Well, 3-2, 2 out. Josh Donaldson will be on the move from first base. Here comes the 3-2 to Stanton. Pulled foul. Garrett Cole pacing in the dugout, coming off a dominant performance of the Cleveland Guardians, looking to build on that tonight here in Kansas City. Looks like he's ready to go. 20th pitch of the inning coming. Fouled off, gets a piece of Sal Perez.
Just a good way to stay alive in your at bat. When you're capable of staying alive and being able to foul that ball. Count 3-2. You know, as a hitter, you have to be looking for a fastball. You know, can't be any fastball. Can't be a fastball in the middle of the plate because Giancarlo Stanton is one of those guys that can make you pay.
You know, Carlos, I'm glad you bring that up. I mean, I'd always go through these pitchers scouting report meetings, and you try to get through the first time through a lineup with maybe 1 or 2 pitches. You watch Hernandez here in this first inning. He's kind of emptying the kitchen sink. Swing and a miss, off-speed pitch down and away. So a good first inning for Hernandez. Garrett Cole will take the mound when we come back. brought to you by TikTok. It starts on TikTok. Nicky Lopez leading off. Whit Merrifield playing second base, hitting second. Andrew Benintendi, one of the hottest hitters in all of baseball. Salvador Perez going to clean up. Carlos Santana playing first, hitting fifth. Hunter Dozier DHing. Bobby Witt Jr., #1 prospect in all of baseball, playing third base. Kyle Isbell and Edward Olivares hitting ninth and playing right field. And they're going to face Garrett Cole. You see the numbers on the season. It'll be his 5th start, 1-0, the ERA at 4, walked 8 and struck out 21. Take a look at our pitcher scouting report, Carlos, on Garrett Cole.
Well, Garrett needs something to build on after the last start. He pitched such a great game in New York. Now he's here in Kansas City facing the Kansas City Royals. I think he needs to attack the strikes on the same way he did facing the Guardians. And honestly, I would love to see Garrett Cole going the distance tonight.
Six and 2/3 shutout against the Guardians. First pitch of his night misses inside at 95 miles an hour. You see the numbers for Lopez playing shortstop. Mondesi, their good young shortstop, has a knee injury. He's going to miss some time, so Lopez moves over to short. Well, a lot of times when we look at these matchups on paper, you would say, okay, Garrett Cole coming off a dominant performance against the Guardians. You look at the Royals, they've had trouble scoring runs. They don't hit a whole lot of home runs, only 11 on the year, which is 27th in baseball. It looks like a good matchup on paper.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, honestly, I think that at the same time, as a pitcher, you have to understand that you're facing a big league lineup. So even though they're not playing well, you know what? The Royals always find a way to play good against the Yankees.
Well, that's going to be an easy out as Donaldson settles underneath it. We're going to take a look at our Yankee defense, which is brought to you by your local tri-state GM dealers. Gallo in left, Aaron Hicks back in center field, Giancarlo staying there right. Donaldson, Kiner Falefa, Gleyber Torres, and Anthony Rizzo at first. Trevino behind the plate. He'll be catching Garrett Cole. One down to bring up Whit Merrifield. Playing second base again. First pitch swinging, ground ball to Kiner Falefa. 2 quick outs here in the first inning for Cole. We're going to take a look at our game time weather presented by Bigelow, the official hot tea of the New York Yankees. 61 degrees. It feels like 54 degrees. There's wind down there, 18 miles an hour. We were down on the field for batting practice, Carlos. You could feel that wind gusting from left to right as the fans here in Kansas City bundled up.
Seems like anything going to right field is going to take off.
2 down, bring up Andrew Benintendi, one of the hottest hitters in all of baseball. You see that batting average at 391.
John, he's one of the guys that has really swung the bat well for the Kansas City Royals. They want to really get the lineup going on.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. You look at their lineup and the names kind of jump out at you, right? Whit Merrifield, good player who's really gotten off to a slow start. Benintendi, the one matchup that I think Garrett Cole would probably say, you know what, in a big spot, I'm going to stay away from this guy. 391, a home run, 10 RBIs. And a breaking ball and a 2-0 fastball count.
Benintendi is a good athlete. You know, he's a guy that can play well in the outfield and at the same time can put it really good quality at bats. So we'll be to see how he faces Garrett Cole.
Off the end of the bat, Yankees had him played perfectly, and an easy 1-2-3 stress-free inning for Garrett Cole. We're scoreless in Kansas City. We'll be back for the second. Left to right. And Carlos, this is a welcome home for you coming back to Kansas City. We were down on the field and you were breaking it down for me. Wind blowing out left to right. You know exactly how this ballpark plays.
It's great to be here in Kansas City. Here was where everything started for me as a player. Got called up in 1998, my first full year, 1999. So it's always great when I get the opportunity to be back in Kansas City. This time in a different scenario, but happy to be here.
Happy to have you.
Gleyber Torres.
Torres ahead in the count 2-0. The 24th pitch coming for Hernandez. Good swing, fouled off down the right side.
John Gleyber yesterday had the opportunity to hit a ball out of the ballpark. Good swing. Took it all the way to the bullpen, Yankee bullpen. He's starting to feel a little better at the plate, which is great to see that.
Well, he's hitting 6 out of his last 7, batting .333 over that stretch. That's going to find the seats.
See, a lot of time, John, when you're young and you don't start the season the way you expected, you put pressure. But here you see Gleyber coming through with that homer, giving the Yankees a lead, another run to the board. So, you know, that's what happened when you're a young player. Sometimes you don't start the season the way you expected, and you start putting a little pressure on you.
Well, manager Aaron Boone has talked this entire season that he's going to have to sit somebody every day. He's got 9 position players, everyday players who are ready to rock. Gleyber has got to fight for his playing time, and he continues that hot hitting. Kind of reaches out and pokes one into left field. Leadoff base hit here in the second.
It's not a bad pitch by Carlos. Little curveball. Gleyber able to keep his hands back and being able to hit the ball to left field for a base hit.
Good start for Torres, and that'll bring up Aaron Hicks. Back in the lineup again. Aaron was in the lineup last night, going 1 for 3 with a run, and was hit by a pitch. Obviously coming back from that paternity list, welcoming Cameron Hicks, newest addition to his family. And he takes first pitch fastball for strike 1.
Congratulations to Hicks and his wife. Good take by Aaron Hicks. Good changeup, down and away. He saw it real well. It's a good feeling as a hitter every time you're capable of seeing the ball well, take a pitch, that builds into confidence.
Changeup misses up and away.
See, as a hitter, you have to be thinking right now, he threw me 2 changeups in a row. There's no way he's going to throw me another changeup. So I'm going to look for a fastball, and I'm going to try to put my A swing on this fastball.
This is up and away again, so Aaron Hicks in the driver's seat here, 3-1.
Even better, and a better opportunity. 3-1 count. Same thing. You got to look for a fastball here.
Fastball up and in, so the Yankees have something going here in the second. First and second, nobody out. That'll bring up Joey Gallo to the plate as manager Mike Matheny looking on.
This is what you look for, John, as a team, especially in the offense side. When you get to start the game, and now all of a sudden, got guy in first, guy in second, Joey Gallo coming to hit. It's a good opportunity right here for Joey to stay in the middle of the field with Carlos.
You can see Salvador Perez out to have a talk with Hernandez along with pitching coach Cal Eldred. And I always felt when you came into Kansas City or a situation like this, Carlos, the Yankees obviously playing great baseball, 14-6. If you can get out to an early lead against a team that's struggling a little bit, it just makes the rest of your night so much easier. You kind of put them to sleep a little bit, and an opportunity for Gallo, who's been swinging the bat better lately, to get a big hit, get the Yankees on the board.
You're right, John, and I agree with you. You know, games like these can change very quickly, especially from one swing of a bat from Joey Gallo, who has tremendous power all over the field. I know he's hitting 153 with 2 homers and 3 RBIs this year, but this is a guy that the Yankees brought to this lineup to do damage.
The Royals have the shift on, 3 infielders on the right side for Gallo. As Gleyber Torres takes his lead, Aaron Hicks takes his lead off of first, and Hernandez again behind in the count. Breaking ball misses. A big gap in left center field for Joey Gallo. And Carlos, you and I were talking on the field before. This is a big ballpark, right? Dimension wise. I mean, 387 at the gaps, over 400 to center field, but the ball has always carried well here, especially when it heats up.
Exactly, and I agree with you. In the summertime, this is a ballpark that, even though the dimensions are, you know, decent, it plays small in summertime. So today, you know, Joey Gallo have to be thinking, the wind is blowing to right field. Let's put one in the air, see what happened.
Well, when you think back to Joey Gallo hit a long home run at Yankee Stadium going the other way, that's probably when he's at his best, is what he's thinking, and then reacting in, like you said, getting the ball in the air. Swings over the top of an off-speed pitch.
I think, John, I agree with you, and honestly, Joey Gallo, with his strength, he have to be one of those guys that basically stay in the middle of the field. He have to think more toward center field and let the ball, you know, just dictate where it wants to go. Salvador is talking to Carlos in Spanish. He wants Carlos to come toward him.
Looking to make a big pitch here, 2-1. Gallo gets out in front of that one, lines it to right field. That's going to be a base hit. Olivares up with it. Gleyber Torres had to freeze on the line drive, so he's able to advance to third. Bases loaded. Nobody out here in the second.
Just another good at bat by the New York Yankees. Joey Gallo got a good pitch to hit, shoot it to right field, and this is what I was talking early, John, about keeping the line moving. And the Yankees are doing an amazing job right now. Bases loaded, nobody out. Kiner Falefa coming to the plate.
The Yankees set up for a big inning here in the second. Kiner Falefa batting average at .311. First pitch swinging, ground ball to short. Could be 2, 6, 4, 3 double play. The Yankees score a run, but the Royals get the double play.
First pitch, just a little bit up front right there. Soft grounder to shortstop. They're turning the double play. Kiner Falefa is one of the guys that really run well down the line. But you got to give credit to the Kansas City Royals. They were able to turn the double play and keep the game alive and close.
Well, Mike Matheny looking on. You will definitely trade a couple of outs for that one run, trying to stay away from the big inning. 2 down, it'll bring up Jose Trevino. Getting the start behind the plate tonight, catching Garrett Cole, and we should remind you that Trevino was behind the plate last outing for Cole against the Guardians. Now Aaron Boone talked about this matchup before the game today and said, don't read anything into it. This is a night off for Higgy. There's a lefty going tomorrow. We know that Higgy beats up on left-handed pitching, so a good night for him to sit tonight. Trevino gets in there, another start with Cole.
John, and it's the right way for Boone to address, you know, this catching situation. You know, you don't want the people to believe that Trevino only is going to catch Garrett Cole, and he's not going to catch Higgy. You know, Trevino looks real good in that game in New York versus Cleveland. So I feel that, you know, this is a good opportunity to give him another opportunity to catch Garrett Cole.
Ground ball right back to Hernandez. So with everything being said, the Royals will take it. They gave up a run, stayed away from the big inning. Yankees are on the board, 1-0. City, Westchester, and the Hudson Valley. Alberto Mondesi, a torn ACL in his left knee. That was revealed in an MRI on Tuesday. Limited to 35 games last year, hamstring and oblique injuries, and a very talented, good young player is having trouble staying on the field.
Very tough, John, to see a younger guy like that being hurt. At the same time, this is one of the guys that really can impact the Yankees lineup and also in the base path. He has a lot of speed, and he brings very good tools to the game.
Salvador Perez, first pitch swinging, fouls off an off-speed pitch. It's only the 10th pitch for Cole, who had a very easy, stress-free first inning, 1-2-3. Well, when you talk about Kansas City Royals and the history of this franchise, Steve Balboni had 36 home runs in 1985. That was a club record until Mike Moustakas had 38 in 2017. Jorge Soler came back with 48 in 19 as Kiner Falefa boots that ground ball. The Yankees, who have had a 13-game errorless streak, looks like that's going to come to an end.
Salvador hit that ball so hard. Kiner Falefa is a great defender. You have to understand that that ball was hit extremely hard.
And that will be scored an error. So 13 straight errorless games for the Yankees comes to an end. Ball was hit hard. We've kind of gotten used to Kiner Falefa making all of those routine plays. Now finishing up the point on the home run hitters for the Royals. Jorge Soler had 48 in 2019. And then Salvi Perez last year, a breakout year with 48 home runs. You see that first error since April 14th against the Blue Jays. Bring up Carlos Santana.
John Carlos is one of the guys that the Kansas City Royals want him to start hitting. He's hit in the middle of the lineup. Expected to have a good year. Unfortunately, a lot of times, you know, when you don't start the season the way you expected, you start thinking about a lot of things.
That ball carrying, as you could see, the wind helping. Looked like a routine fly ball that Aaron Hicks ended up on the middle of the warning track. You could see communicating with Joey Gallo. This can be something to pay attention to as the game moves on.
It's a great play by Aaron Hicks. He thought the ball was going to be not in the warning track, but he was able to recuperate and get there and make the out.
You know, Carlos, I always felt that the visiting team coming to a ballpark, when I was behind the plate, it was such a disadvantage with how the wind was going to play. Now, we can sit here and look at the wind left to right, right? Looks pretty much straightforward, but you'll go to some ballparks in the big leagues where it's swirling in the ballpark. So you see Aaron Hicks a little bit surprised at how that ball took off on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of times when you don't get the chance to play in this ballpark a lot, sometimes you get to face days where it's windy and you don't know where the ball is going to go. And I say, John, that Chicago is one of those fields where
no doubt
you don't know where the ball is going to go when the heat's in the air.
Well, it is so windy here in Kansas City that our center field camera is having trouble staying solid. So something to deal with the rest of the night. Hunter Dozier fouls that ball straight back. Three home runs, 6 RBIs for the Royals DH.
Seems to me like Garrett Cole is in control of all of his pitches. He feels comfortable on the mound.
A lot of times you can look into a pitcher's eyes and they'll tell you exactly how they're feeling about their stuff. And I agree with you, Carlos. Looks like it's locked in on Trevino. There's the first strikeout of the night for Cole as he dots a fastball on the outside corner.
Let me tell you, Don, it's not a good feeling as a hitter when you know you're being attacked by the pitcher and everything that he throws seems like being around the plate. A lot of times, you know, you fall in the hole right away, and all of a sudden, you know, when you get to 2 strike, you just need to survive and try to be alive.
Well, Cole had 9 strikeouts, a season high his last outing against the Guardians. That is his first strikeout of the night. With 2 down, we'll bring up Bobby Witt Jr., the highly touted prospect for the Kansas City Royals, playing third base. Gets jammed and pops that one up. Giancarlo Stanton coming in, makes the play. A nice running catch by Stanton. So Garrett Cole looks strong through 2. We'll be back for the 3rd. Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Tonight picture was submitted by Ron. He and his boys love watching the Yankees together. Great family right there. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and post your picture to social media to reflect your love for the Yankees, and we might spotlight you in a future game. Yankees lead this one 1-0 to the top of the 3rd, and the top of the lineup, DJ LeMahieu. A ground ball to Hernandez, his first at bat. First pitch swinging, rolls one over. Witt Jr., 1 down.
John, it's kind of neutral to see DJ LeMahieu being so aggressive at the plate. A lot of times he goes to the plate taking pitches, you know, and honestly seems like he's having a little bit of difficulties seeing the ball well of Carlos Hernandez.
And I wonder, we talked about fastball curveball, right? That was a scouting report that was given to us coming in. That was a little slider there, so you wonder if DJ may be a little surprised at a first pitch slider. Hernandez will take it, an easy out. That brings up Josh Donaldson, who walked in the first.
Just 197 on the year with 2 homers and 5 RBIs. You know, this is a guy that could put great at bats together. I think being able to see him walking the first time, that's a good sign. Every time you're capable of walking and see a lot of pitches, there's no doubt that as a hitter, you know that you're seeing the ball decent. It's a little break right there.
I'll take a little break there.
We take it.
Misses upstairs, and you know what's changed so much about the game, Carlos, and you probably at the end of your career were catching a piece of this, but I look at the batting average 197 and I think, oh, he's off to a slow start, but Josh can look at numbers, right? Exit velocity, how hard he's hitting the ball, and maybe tell himself, you know what, things are going to get better. It's not all about batting average that maybe jumps off the scoreboard when you look up in center field.
You're right, John. A lot of times it's a different way how hitters measure themselves. You know, sometimes when you don't see the average there, you could go to different areas, like you mentioned, exit velocity, and you could say, well, I'm hitting the ball hard, I'm not having luck. But at the end of the day, when I play, I needed to look at my average. I want my average to be 280 at least.
I want hits, right?
Yeah.
I think back to Tino Martinez, who was one of the great teammates, and he'd be one of those guys you'd say, hey, way to swing it, Tino. He did not want to hear way to swing it. He wanted hits. He wanted production.
You're right about that. We are looking for production.
All right, so this is good. Now coming down the stretch, April 30th, first month of the season is going to be over. Carlos Beltran, where did he was looking for his numbers to be after a month where he said, you know what, I'm in a position to have a good year, as Donaldson works his second walk of the night?
Well, at least in my case, hitting in the middle of the lineup, I wanted to be around 15 RBIs. I want her to be like around 50 runs score. I want her to be around 5 homers at least, you know, and being able to impact the team defensively. That was basically kind of like my numbers. I always focus in run score, RBIs, and try to play good defense.
So as production, it wasn't so much batting average, right? You wanted 5, 15, you'd say, okay, I'm on pace to have a good year.
I'm on pace.
Let's take a look at the Genesis League leaders as Anthony Rizzo steps up to the plate. See the slugging leaders, Jose Ramirez, Mike Trout, and right behind Mike Trout, Anthony Rizzo, who's gotten off to an outstanding start. Struck out his first at bat. You can always tell the guys, you can look at the numbers, 289, 21, obviously off to a great start, but the body language of a hitter will tell you everything, right? He just took that breaking ball, no big deal, gets back in there, there's no stress. Good take there.
Yeah, as a hitter, John, when you feel good at the plate and when you're having a good year, I mean, confidence, you feel strong, you feel good, body doesn't hurt, nothing is hurting. So a lot of times, you know, as a hitter, you really want to stay in the middle of the field. I bet Rizzo right now's approach is just to seeing the ball, hit the ball, and try to hit the ball hard.
Check swing, he did not go. Third base umpire C.B. Buckner and the fans here in Kansas City not happy with that call. Wow.
And also, John, calls go your way when you're hitting
Yeah, when
good.
you're hot, you're right. Mike Matheny, who got thrown out of last night's ball game, doesn't look real pleased with that call from Buckner. And how quickly it changes, right? Could have been a 2-2 count. Now it's 3-1 to one of the hottest hitters in the game.
It's a great feeling every time you put a hitter. You know, you as a hitter, you put yourself in a 3-1 count. You want to be aggressive, but at the same time, you don't want to pull the ball too much. You really want to stay gap to gap and see what happens.
That fastball misses away, so the Yankees have something going here in the third. First and second, one down for Giancarlo Stanton.
Well, the Yankees in the previous inning, they had kind of like similar opportunity. They have bases loaded, kind of Falefa hit for a grounder. Even though they score a run, you know, it was an inning meant to be like damage into it.
Stanton 0 for 1, struck out in the first to end the first inning.
It's a little fastball. You know, Giancarlo Stanton, you have to understand that this guy is so strong. He doesn't have to be perfect in order to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
That ball's drilled to right center field, and that's going to be a base hit as it falls in front of Isbell. Donaldson will hold at third. Again, one of those line drives that the base runners have to freeze on a liner. The bases loaded again here with one down in the third.
So hard, man, as a runner. This play right here, a lot of times you're thinking the outfielder might have a chance to catch this ball, so you don't want to be too aggressive. So Donaldson basically was hanging between third and second base and only got the opportunity to be the third base.
I'll bring up Gleyber Torres, had a single in the second and scored the lone Yankee run to this point. Ball in the dirt, nice play by Perez. Career with the bases loaded for Gleyber, 306, 2 grand slams this year, 1 for 2.
See Donaldson looking back. Oh, he got it. No, he don't got it. All of a sudden, you know what? It's very little you could do after you basically stop and they'll have the motion, thinking that that ball is going to fall from the beginning.
Hernandez pitching behind in the count a lot here early in this one. 2-1 to Glaber. That misses up and in. Boy, it doesn't get much better than this situation for a hitter. 3-1 count, bases loaded.
John, and you have to understand as a hitter right now in this position that the pressure is on the pitcher. So you want to really look for a pitch that you can drive. Understand that you have another pitch.
Gets underneath that one. Going to be a fly ball. Looks like left center field. It's going to be Isbell that settles underneath it. Donaldson is going to score easily. So a sacrifice fly from Gleyber Torres. The Yankees take a 2-0 lead.
Maybe not the result that he was looking for right there. I got to see on his eyes that he really want to hit the ball out of the ballpark. But you know what? You take a sacrifice fly.
Two down brings up Aaron Hicks, walked in the second inning. '62nd pitch from Hernandez coming, a check swing, ball one.
It's Carlos trying to find his rhythm right now on the mound.
Hot shot pulled foul.
It's got to be hard, John, for a young pitcher to navigate a lineup where everyone on the lineup can do damage. And it seems like as a pitcher, you don't find a break. What do you tell the pitcher as a catcher? Like, where you tell him to focus on?
You know what, you try to slow him down, and you can see Perez behind the plate, you know, like encouraging and maybe going a little bit slower with the signs. Because with young pitchers, it gets going quick as Rizzo takes off the throw to third. Got him. Sure, they're probably going to take a look at this one as Rizzo had a great jump off of second base. Looks like they got him.
It's a close play right there.
Not the way you want to end an inning, getting caught trying to steal a base at third. You see Bobby Witt Jr. applying that tag.
That was a perfect throw, right on the money.
So the Yankees had an opportunity. They added another run. They lead 2-0. We'll be back for the bottom of the third. On demand plus MLB big inning and select pregame and postgame coverage. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Third Cole back out to work and a first pitch strike. Kyle Isbell leading off the third inning. 23 pitches for Cole, now 15 strikes. A fastball in just misses.
Just Garrett doing a real good job attacking the strike zone, letting the hitters know that I'm going to go after you.
Well, the expectations for Garrett Cole are so high. He's so talented, can be so dominant, and you know, he reminds me, Carlos, of a guy like CC Sabathia. When he got going, he would run off 10, 11, 12 games in a row where you felt like you were winning every time he took the mound. Slapped the other way. Joey Gallo had him played perfectly, one down.
John, and I agree with you, and a lot of times that's what you expect from your ace, right? To basically go out there and give you an opportunity to win a ball game, score a few runs, because you understand that he's going to be a guy that's is not going to allow a lot of runs, and he's going to give you that opportunity. That's what ace do. You know, Cici Sabathia did it great for many years, and I can mention others. You know, Mike Mussina, Roy Clemens, Andy Pettit. You know, they basically took the mound and compete.
Olivares' first pitch swinging, pulls it foul, and you bring up a guy like Roger Clemens. I felt like not only when you walked into the clubhouse the day he was pitching, you were winning that game, but you felt like he was going to elevate everybody else. It's like if you didn't raise your game to another level, you were going to be left behind. That is an ace.
You're right, John. I remember he was a pitch in a game when I was with the Astros, and he was 7 innings, 0-0, and he's yelling at the starting lineup, I just need one single run to win this ball game.
Ground ball up the middle. Great play by Falefa. The throw and the pick. Rizzo can't handle it. Would have been an amazing play and a great effort by Kiner Falefa. And that's going to be a base hit.
Just a great effort, John. Like you said, dive for that ball. A little too close to the back. Even though Rizzo, I feel that 9 out of 10 he can make that play, but unfortunately this time didn't happen.
The really good first baseman, and Mark Teixeira is a guy that comes to mind. They make it look so easy, you expect it every time, and it's a lot harder of a play than they make it look. Back to the top of the lineup, Nicky Lopez digs in there from the left side. Just getting back to Roger Clemens, the 1 year that I was with him as a teammate in New York in 2003. I didn't catch him a whole lot, but I had to go long talks with him before the game. And if you didn't hit him square in the chest from 250 feet away, he would be giving you a look like he was not happy with what you just did right there as Gallo settles underneath that one in foul territory. I wasn't even going to play this game, right? And I felt like I better be ready for long toss with this guy or I'm going to be left behind.
No, what an amazing guy. What an amazing pitcher. And just what a competitor. You know, every time he took the mound, he knew that he had a responsibility to give his team an opportunity to win that ball game. And he did it for so many years, and he did it well.
Two down will bring up Whit Merrifield. 0 for 1 with a ground out tonight.
John Merrifield is a great player. Unfortunately, this year only hitting 132. But this is a guy that you can't fall asleep, even though if he's hitting 132, because he has put real good years in previous years.
Just doesn't look right? You think of Whit Merrifield, you think of a guy who's going to have a high batting average, playing in his 488th consecutive game tonight. So the Iron Man in today's modern game, 488 in a row. Started the year playing right field. Mondesi's injury has moved him back to his normal position at second base. And Garrett Cole behind in the count, 3-0.
This is a good test as a hitter when you're facing one of the best pitchers in the game, and I know he's struggling right now. He doesn't feel good at the plate, but this is a good test because a lot of times this is what you need sometimes, a hit from the best pitcher in the game.
A 4-pitch walk to Merrifield. Sure, not what Garrett Cole was looking for. Is now one of the hottest hitters, Andrew Benintendi, coming up to the plate. Olivares taking his lead off of second. Merrifield his lead off of first. All of a sudden, the strike zone has gotten away from Garrett Cole. Benintendi
have to be thinking right here, this is an opportunity, even though there's 2 outs. I just need to find a way to get a hit and give the Kansas City Royals the opportunity to tie this ball game.
Garrett Cole takes a little walk off of the mound, 6 balls in a row. Benintendi, when he was a young hitter with the Boston Red Sox, would wear out that green monster in left field. Thought we were going to be seeing that for years. Now trying to get himself going again here in Kansas City. And the count 2-0. And that misses up.
See, John, right now 3-0. A lot of hitters feel sometimes like they can swing the bat. Other hitters feel like they need to take a pitch just to put themselves in a position where they could see a fastball.
See if he has the green light. 3-0, and he takes ball 4. So Garrett Cole getting himself in a little bit of trouble here in the 3rd inning. Pitching coach Matt Blake come out and give him a little bit of a breather.
Those teams right now, like Garrett Cole, has basically lost the strike zone, missing up and down in the strike zone, and giving the Royals an opportunity to come back in this game with Salvador Perez as a batter.
This would be an opportunity. I would think that a breaking ball first pitch to Perez would be the pitch to go to. Not only banking that Perez is going to be an aggressive hitter trying to do some damage, but I think mechanically a breaking ball will slow Cole down. Maybe get him back into the strike zone, get him locked in again.
John, as a catcher, when you were in these opportunities right here, let's say base and loaded, do you end up thinking as a hitter, or you end up thinking a lot of times as a catcher?
No, I'm thinking as a catcher. I'm thinking obviously match up with Perez. What are the numbers telling me first pitch? Is it going to be aggressive? Also, I got to get my guy back in the strike zone here, probably with an off-speed pitch. We'll see what he goes with. First pitch, little slider down and away. That's going to get the job done as Garrett Cole got himself in a little bit of trouble. Was able to make a big pitch to Perez. Yankees lead this one 2-0. Tomorrow for their matchup against the San Jose Earthquakes. Coverage presented by City MD starts at 12:30, streaming live on the Yes app. Yankees lead this one 2-0, top of the 4th inning. On our Audi scoreboard, 3 hits for the Yankees, 1 for the Royals, and that 1 error for the Yankees ends that 13-game errorless streak. The Yankees have had a lot of traffic early in this game. 2nd inning, bases loaded, nobody out. We're able to get 1 run. 3rd inning, bases loaded, 1 out. We're only able to score another run. Plenty of opportunities, just that have not been able to break it open yet. Aaron Hicks will lead off. He was standing at the plate when Anthony Rizzo got thrown out trying to steal 3rd to end the 3rd inning.
John, only 3 hits by the Yankees, but they have had bases loaded in 2 innings in a row.
Carlos, one of the things when we get into this part of the game where you're doing games up here, you think about to the dugout and the conversations that we would be having in the dugout, right? Keep the line moving, boys, right? We're having opportunities. We're going to be fine. We're going to get this guy. A lot of good feelings offensively in that dugout for the Yankees.
You're right, John, and a lot of times, you know, you want to tell your hitters just to be calm, just to continue to put good at bats together, just to continue to grind at bats, and it seems like the Yankees have been doing that. And honestly, you know, 2 runs, more opportunity to score more, but unfortunately they haven't been able to really open the game to where they wanted to.
Well, I think back to the beginning of the year, and we both know how this felt. When you were on a club and you had opportunities, but you weren't getting the big hit, you started to stress and put pressure on yourself, right? I have to be the guy to get it done. As Aaron Hicks has a leadoff walk here in the 4th inning. But the way things have gone for the Yankees offensively lately, you don't sense that anymore. You say, you know what? we're going to keep doing our thing. And at the end of it, you think to last night's ball game, blew it open late, put 12 on the board, and a lot of good offensive feelings around this club now.
I agree with you, John, and everything started in New York against the Guardians. You know, they put a real good series over there. They were putting good at-bats together. They haven't been able to carry that when they play Baltimore, and now playing the Kansas City Royals. They seem like they're seeing the ball well. They see like they understand that all I have to do is just do my job and let the guy behind do their job.
Joey Gallo had a base hit in the second inning.
There's got to be a lot of stress on the starting pitcher when you walked guys and now all of a sudden, you know, nobody out. You have man on first. You have Joey Gallo hitting at the plate, who has really can change the outcome of the game with one swing.
Well, Mike Matheny getting that bullpen going for the Kansas City Royals, as the pitch count now at 71 for Hernandez. And pitching out of trouble pretty much the whole night. Another fastball count, another hitter's count for Gallo, 2-0.
Just Carlos right now hoping for a grounder right here.
Going to check on Hicks again. High amps getting it ready in the bullpen quickly. And veteran move by Perez coming out to the mound, giving the bullpen a little more time to get ready.
Also, Salvador giving Carlos a vote of confidence, just pounding him on the chest, make him believe in your pitches. Just trust yourself. Just be around the strike zone.
The 2-0 to Gallo, and that misses down and in.
Well, there's no doubt, John, that Carlos Hernandez has, you know, potential to be a good pitcher, has velocity, has good movement on breaking pitches. So it's all about timing. It's all about gaining confidence.
He's given up 3 hits. He has walked 5 and is in trouble here again in the 4th inning. Salvador Perez peeking down at Aaron Hicks, who has a couple of stolen bases on the year. Not running here. Joey Gallo not happy with that call.
Just a little bit on top of the strike zone. Joey thought was a walk. He let the umpire know that. I didn't like that call.
That'll be a 3-2. We'll see if Aaron Hicks is on the move. He is not. Little check swing to the left side. Play over to first. Santana can't come up with it, and Aaron Hicks is going to cruise on into third base.
John, a great hustle by Gallo, but even a better play by Aaron Hicks. Just running hard to second base, passing second base, looking at the throw. Once the third baseman was not able, Carlos was not able to catch the ball, he took it to third base. Great heads-up play by Aaron Hicks.
Well, the Yankees set up again here in the 4th inning. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Kiner Falefa, who grounded into a double play, his first at bat, first pitch swinging again. Swings and miss, so that'll be an infield hit for Gallo. Hicks goes to 3rd on the throw. And a situational hitting opportunity for Kiner Falefa. Man on 3rd, less than 2 outs. Find a way to get that run in. Quickly behind in the count 0-2.
Kiner Falefa chasing first 2 pitches. You know, as a younger guy, this position sometimes, man on 1st, man on 3rd, you're hitting. A lot of times you get caught up in trying to do too much, and all you have to do is just stay within your game, trying to hit the ball to second base. Try to go to opposite field with this pitch.
0-2. That misses up. Well, the situation changes all the time. You see the 5 walks, a career high for Hernandez. You get an opportunity to drive in a run if you're Kiner Falefa, but you get behind in the count 0-2. You got to find a way to put this ball in play. Situational hitting at bats, and that's going to get the job done there. Fly ball to center field. Isbell settles underneath it. Aaron Hicks scores easily. And a nice productive at bat for Isaiah Kiner Falefa, who has impressed all year.
John, after falling behind first 2-0, I mean 0-2, and all of a sudden, you know, find the way to put himself in 1-2 and drive the ball to center field for sacrifice flies, I'd take that at bat.
It's been the difference, right, Carlos? If you think about the Yankees last year, maybe the situational hitting not where they would have liked it. Kiner Falefa has given this Yankee lineup a different look, more contact. A nice situational at bat right there. So 1 down will bring up Jose Trevino. Big swing and a miss.
Now, a lot of times, John, you have to also give credit to the front office, you know, being able to find guys that can give you that flexibility and that diversity on your ball club. Kiner Falefa has really bring that to the New York Yankees defensively, and also offensively. He's doing a great job.
You know, Carlos, I think back to all those pitcher-catcher meetings when we used to go over a lineup, and listen, you were in the middle of the lineup. You were a switch hitter. You were the guy that we always talked about. We're not going to let him beat us. But it's guys like Kiner Falefa who are hitting 7, 8, 9 that are the guys that end up having the big at-bats in a ball game. So what he's done so far has made the transition to the New York Yankees look pretty easy.
And a lot of time, John, as a pitcher, you focus so much in the top of the lineup.
Absolutely.
Then when you go down the bottom of the lineup, you know, your mind is not there. You don't really put attention, and you end up giving up a pitch in the middle of the strike zone. All of a sudden, you know, those guys are taking advantage. So it's got to be hard for a pitcher to really concentrate from 1 to 9 every single inning.
Swing and a miss, 2 down.
Trevino's chasing that slider. Just one of those swings where you don't really see the ball well, but you're already committed to swing to that pitch.
Well, you can see what Mike Matheny's trying to do, trying to stretch Hernandez out, trying just to get another out or 2 out of him, save his bullpen a little bit. Gets ahead of LeMahieu with a first pitch curveball. DJ 0 for 2, couple of ground outs.
Talking to Mike, John, looking at the Kansas City Royals team and see what Mike brings to the table as a manager. He's a manager that has a lot of presence. He's a manager that is the perfect manager for this type of ball club. Even though this division where the Royals are playing is a wide open division, you know, a lot of times, you know, you need to have that perfect manager that is there every single day, having conversation with the younger players and teaching them how to play the game right.
Well, you played for Mike in St. Louis.
I play with Mike. I play against Mike, and I also play winter ball against Mike Matheny. So We have a long history, and let me tell you, man, what a grinder, you know, behind the plate. You know, he wasn't like the hitter that he was going to give you a lot, but at the same time, behind the plate, he took so much pride on calling the right game for that pitcher that night.
Great defensive catcher, great reputation working with the pitching staff. And you're right, offensively, maybe wasn't what a middle of the lineup hitter. They're trying to redo it here in Kansas City, and he's the man trying to lead them get back to top of the American League Central. LeMahieu battling behind in the count, 0-2, fouls off another breaking ball, hanging in there.
This is why LeMahieu is so good with his bat, being able to foul pitches, being able to stay alive. 2 strike. That was a good pitch by Carlos Hernandez. Carlos Hernandez have to be thinking, you know what, I make the pitch to get that guy out, and all of a sudden, you know, he find a way to battle.
Do it again. Another 0-2 pitch coming from Hernandez. That misses up and in, gets away from Perez, and Joey Gallo will cruise on into second base.
What type of sign for you is this one, John, when you as a catcher call for a curveball, and all of a sudden that pitch is left way up past you?
Yeah, I would say Mike Matheny's looking pitch to pitch, obviously, and fatigue is becoming a factor at 89 now. And if you're Sal Perez behind the plate, this matchup makes you uncomfortable. LeMahieu with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Ground ball to the right side. Looks like Hernandez is going to work his way out of it again. So it has been a grind through 4 innings. Yankees add another one. They lead 3-0. Not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Bottom of the 4th, it'll be Santana, Dozier, and Bobby Witt Jr. on our Audi scoreboard. The Yankees lead this one 3-0.
Well, John, hasn't been a lot of hard contacts in this ball game. You know, just 2 balls over 100 miles per hour by the Kansas City Royals and 2 balls for the New York Yankees. No hard contact, but you know the score is 3-0. New York Yankees.
A lot of free passes from Hernandez. A lot of traffic on the bases. Feels like the Yankees should have a bigger lead than 3-0 as Santana rolls one over. Kiner Falefa one down.
And Santana is just one of those guys that the Royals want to get going. You know, he's having a difficult season this far. Probably he will not remember when the season is over that he just started the season so bad.
One down, bring up Hunter Dozier. First pitch swinging, rolls one over. Donaldson, and 2 quick outs for Cole.
That's got to be a relief for a pitcher. His first 2 batters, it's 2 outs. Donaldson, great play on third base, being able to catch the ball, fire to third base. A lot of times, John, when you have a good defensive third baseman as an infielder, you have to feel so confident that you could throw the ball anywhere and you think that ball will be caught.
First pitch strike right there to Bobby Witt Jr. and you had to expect that Witt Jr. was going to take that strike, right? Only a couple of pitches, 2 quick outs as we see some of the Yankee defenders. Cole looking to have an easy inning here in the 4th.
And as a pitcher, you know, right? First 2 batters, swing at the first pitch. You know, now the sun, you know, you know that Witt is not going to go there, swing at the bat, so you're going to challenge him with a fastball.
He's gotten ahead 0-2. We'll see what he does here. Another fastball fouled straight back. Good swing. Bobby Witt Jr. got off to a slow start, but is starting to pick it up lately. An 8-game hitting streak. And the 0-2 from Cole, fouled straight back, another good swing.
And John, don't let TV fool you. Today in batting practice, I saw him, and he's a strong kid. It's a great body, very strong. You know, he's having an opportunity basically to play, and I think the sky's the limit for him.
Line drive, right center field. That's going to be a 2-out base hit for Bobby Witt Jr. So a 9-game hitting streak for the young rookie. And a good at-bat, battling when he was behind in the count, 0-2.
It's a fastball up in the strike zone. He was able to shoot that ball to right field. Honestly, I think it's great when you see a younger guys coming through, and Witt is just one of those guys that's going to bring a lot of excitement to the game of baseball, because he will impact the baseball offensively, but at the same time he will impact on the base path with his speed.
He's a guy who stole 29 stolen bases last year in the minor leagues. We saw him involved in a play last night where he got in a rundown. See the top 5 prospects by Baseball America. Bobby Witt Jr. right in that conversation. He's stolen 4 bases on the year, has been thrown out twice. But Carlos, you've been in this situation just like Bobby Witt Jr., a young player maybe thinking he's going to be the face of a franchise. There's a lot to handle there.
Oh man, it's a lot. And at the same time, you know, you don't want to put that pressure on yourself.
Isbell hits a ground ball to kind of Falefa, so Garrett Cole gave up a 2-out base hit, was able to work his way out of trouble. A young superstar in the game, Bobby Witt Jr. Mets, a combined no-hitter last night against the Phillies, 5 different pitchers. And Madison Bumgarner, he is back, a 1.17 ERA in his 5 starts. Struggled a little bit the last couple of years. And George Springer, he's healthy this year. 2 solo home runs today and a 2-1 win against the Houston Astros. Joel Payamps will take over. It'll be his 6th game of the year. The ERA at 2.25, acquired from the Blue Jays in 2021. He will face Josh Donaldson, Anthony Rizzo, and Giancarlo Stanton here in the 5th inning. Now, Carlos, we just showed that no-hitter for the Mets, 5 different pitchers, and I immediately thought back to when I was playing for the Yankees and we got no-hit by the Houston Astros in the same type of a situation, a bullpen game. And I don't know how well you know Joe Torre. Played for the guy. He wouldn't yell an awful lot, wouldn't get upset, wouldn't have a whole lot of team meetings. He had a team meeting after that no-hitter against the Houston Astros, was not happy with the effort that we gave that night. And the message was very simple from Joe. I've been protecting you guys all year. Now you have to go out and show me. And it was almost like you were being scolded by your father, right?
Wow.
And I think right after that we went out and won 10 of 11 games. Joe knew exactly when to say it and how to say it to get a reaction out of his club.
I think that's one of the reasons why he was so successful as a manager. You know, a lot of times, you know, you as a manager, you don't have to be talking all the time. You don't have to be calling meetings all the times. You just need to find exactly and the right opportunity for you to drop that message, and hopefully you get the response from the players.
Donaldson fouls that one off. Now, you played for I don't know how many managers. I mean, Hall of Famers. Is there a style that you enjoyed playing for, just a communicator? In today's game, we hear all the time, you got to communicate.
I think it's important, John. Communication is always important. You know, when you're dealing with players, you have to understand that every player has a different agenda.
High throw, Santana comes down, can't make the play. Looked like it was going to be a routine ground ball to third. Witt Jr. a high throw, and Santana, when he came down, couldn't find the bag. Ooh.
Santana did a great job recuperating for that throw from Witt.
safe call at
Mike
first base.
Matheny and the Royals are going to take a look at this one. The high throw. And looks like he gets back on there before Donaldson makes contact. Yeah.
As a runner, you got to be thinking, I have an opportunity to beat this play. And it happens so close. Donaldson ducking down the base just to see if he got there before Santana. Close play.
After review, the call is overturned. The runner's out. Kansas City will retain its challenge.
And he is out, so Mike Matheny with the replay gets the call.
I think Bobby Witt Jr. have to be feeling good right here, right now.
All right, let's get back to managers.
Yeah, I mean, as a manager, you have to really find a way to communicate with your players. You know, in this era, back in the days, maybe when we came up, managers didn't really talk too much.
Yeah.
And then really, they didn't really have this conversation with players. But a lot of times, I feel like this generation need more of having that conversation, being able to be listened and get to understand, get to meet the guy, what he likes, what buttons you can press. You know, as a manager, those things are important. You know, I play with many managers, and everyone was different. Some of them were very quiet, some of them were very vocal. But at the end of the day, I really love when the managers approach me and were able to have a conversation with me.
Yeah, we just showed that split screen right there as Rizzo gets underneath one, drives it to right field. Olivares right in front of the track will make the play. But I talked to Mike Matheny about managing today's player, and he kept saying communicating. You got to show them that you care. We hear that from Aaron Boone all the time with his players. And Carlos, I think back to Sparky Anderson, who managed me in the Detroit Tigers. I can guarantee you there was not a whole lot of love given to a John Flaherty, right? It was old school. It was business. It was if you didn't get the job done, they were going to let you know about it. And the game has really changed that way.
Yeah, and it's got to be hard also the way you experience it. You know, not receiving love. No one, you know, wants to go through that. You really want to know from the manager when you're doing well, when you're doing okay, and when you're not playing well also. I think those conversations need to happen in order for a manager to build a good relationship and don't lose the respect on the players.
Giancarlo Stanton takes a breaking ball for a strike. Bruce Bochy, one of the managers that comes to mind when I played for him in San Diego, and he would basically, his communication style back then was, I don't care what you do before the game and I don't care what you do after the game, but the 3 hours that you're playing, you better give me everything you have, and if you do that, we're going to be fine. Other managers, it was different, right? You know, Sparky Anderson, you had to be on the field for BP. You had to be dressed the right way. So they all had their own style, both of them. Sparky in the Hall of Fame, Bruce Bochy, you would expect he would get there eventually, as Payamps has a very good 5th inning, catches Giancarlo Stanton looking. Yankees lead 3-0. Tri-State Audi dealer today. And this is going to be Carlos Beltran, a young Carlos Beltran with the Kansas City Royals, getting it done. Going the other way, hitting left-handed. Also getting it done on the defensive side of the ball. Sweet swinging Carlos Beltran from both sides of the plate. As Garrett Cole back to work here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And there are some moments when you feel like, you know what? I'm a nobody sitting here, as George Brett is going to talk some hitting to Carlos Beltran.
I remember George being around the clubhouse, being around in spring training. He throws a great BP. Just the conversations that we have about hitting, you know, it's hard to forget those moments as a player, having him around and having him the conversations about hitting and about the game. Honestly, I do appreciate all the conversations that we have together. You were a motivation for me and helped me out a lot throughout my career.
Well, you're one of the greatest Royals ever. He really was when he was here. And I remember when you were a free agent, we had the little dog and pony show trying to get you to come back. And who did you sign with? Who did you sign with instead of us? The Yankees? Or did you go? Where'd you go? The Mets. You went to the Mets. Remember, we had the dog and pony show here, and we had the big Carlos Beltran.
Signed with the Yankees. I signed with the Yankees.
Yeah. Oh, you signed with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Well, just think, if you
if
you would have signed with the Royals, you'd have been doing this for the Royals right now and not living in New York.
And you guys won the World Series.
Right. And you would have been a part of that. You would have been a part of that.
Unfortunately, it didn't happen. But let me tell you, man, my time with the Yankees was a great time also.
Yeah, you were a great player for us and represented the organization very well. And I found out you were in town. I didn't know you were doing this, and I had to come by and say hello.
Thank you, George. I appreciate you coming by. Honestly, all my respect to you, and thank you for your contribution to my career.
Well, thank you.
Love you.
I love you too, man. I love it. Oh my God, Mike Sweeney'd be so proud. I'm hugging people.
Oh man,
Mike Sweeney started that hug.
Yeah,
crap,
he did.
He started it, and I remember for years he'd come up and give me. I said, Mike, just shake my hand. Don't give me a hug. And now I'm a hugger.
Hey man, that's what you get from people like that. Mike is such a great guy. A great teammate. Yeah. Great player for the Kansas City Royals. He did it the right way for such a long time. So proud also of having a friendship with Mike. Mike was great.
I think he's going to do all right.
I think he's going to do great.
I think he's going to do great.
Doing great.
And give my best to Coney too when you see him.
Definitely will. Definitely will.
Local guy in Kansas City.
Oh yeah.
This is amazing, right? We have a Hall of Fame in the booth, just by surprise.
Here I am, a backup catcher, and I get to sit and listen to you guys
You're going to be in the Hall of Fame
it.
someday, Carlos. You'll be there. You'll be there someday.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I remember.
Don't you think he'll be in the Hall of Fame?
No doubt.
You'll be in the Hall of Fame.
George, I remember in 1999.
Right.
When they did the celebration in Cooperstown.
Right.
Remember that we went and played in Cooperstown. Cepeda.
Right.
Got into the Hall of Fame with you.
Right.
That year, so having that opportunity to be around you.
And Orlando was your friend.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and having the opportunity to get to see you guys. I mean, it was my first year in the big leagues. You're not thinking about Hall of Fame. You're not thinking about none of that. You just want to basically put good years, hopefully, to have a career in baseball. And God was good with me. He gave me a long career. But at the same time, I really remember those 6 years and a half that I played for the Royals. And honestly, this guy throws an incredible BP. People don't know, but he throws an incredible BP.
Forever, too. Wasn't it 30 minutes straight sometimes to you?
Well, I'm sure that was a big part of it, but how about having somebody like George Brett around you as a young player every day? I mean,
amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing, honestly. When you're young, you don't really know what you're doing, and you don't really know a lot about a lot of guys, but George, top players in the big leagues, history, what he did as a ball player, what he did for the Royals. He's the most loved player in the Kansas City Royals. And honestly, coming to the ballpark, and I look around and I see George Brett jerseys, that's when you're relevant to the game of baseball.
Well, how many years did you play?
I played 20.
20 years.
20
okay.
years.
How many hits you had?
27 something.
How many homers?
430 something.
He's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. I'll see you in Cooperstown.
Thank you.
I'll see you there.
I hope I can be there. I hope I can shake your hand.
You will be there.
I will give you a kiss.
Well, George Brett,
I'll buy you a beer. How's that? I'll buy you a beer.
That would be amazing, George.
1999 Baseball Hall of Famer.
George, what would you think facing Gerrit Cole?
I wouldn't treat him any different than I treated anybody. I'd look for the first fastball I thought I could hit and swing at it. Hitting was not that hard because I didn't think a lot, I just went up there and swing. I see too many guys taking pitches. Oh, it's not in my zone. It's not in my zone. The pitchers will know where your zone is after a while. They'll never throw a pitch in your zone. You'll be down 0-2. Go up there and be aggressive. Swing at the first fastball you think you can hit and take a good swing at it.
And George, understanding the evolution of baseball these days with all the analytics, you think analytic would help you even better or more?
No, it would have given me too much information.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to go out there, basically dumb and deaf and go out there and just play the game of baseball. I just reacted. That's all I did.
Interesting.
And, you know, like I was the hitting coach for 2 months in 2013, and I said I'd try it for a month. I lasted 2, and I couldn't take the travel. I was out of the game for 30 years, and all of a sudden I'm back taking buses and jumping on planes and stuff. And there was too much analytics. I mean, guys would look at it and they go, hey, those 28% curveballs or fastballs, 18% curveballs, 22% sliders. So they'd be up there doing math in their head during the at-bat. You know, well, he's thrown me 2 fastballs in a row. He ain't going to throw another one because that would be, you know. And I'm going, just see the ball react and try to put a good swing on it. And I didn't get along with the players that well. I was the bad cop. You know, I was the one that was telling them that I didn't think they were doing a very good job. And the other hitting coach was saying, hang with them. And so they all went to him and no one came to me. So I said, screw it, I'm out of here. You know, I'm wasting my time.
Wow.
I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this outfield. Look at this. 4 guys in the outfield. I've never seen this before.
This is happening around the league.
I guarantee if they did this to me, I could hit 600. Because I could hit a ground ball to shortstop or third base anytime I wanted.
Well, the whole left side.
I wish you could do that, couldn't you?
Well, a lot of times I end up pulling the ball to second base for a ground out.
But you could. If they put up a defense like this for you, Carlos, you would have moved off the plate 2 or 3 inches and just hit a ground ball to shortstop. That's all you have to do. And I don't see a lot of people doing it.
Let's see what happened right here, George.
And Benintendi, early in the season, they put the shift on him. He would do that. He would just hit a ground ball there. You got Sal Perez coming up next. You're down 2 runs, or down 3 runs. You get on. Sal could go deep, tie the game up. Come on, just hit a ground ball.
Swing and a miss.
Oh, well.
George, we can't thank you enough.
Okay. Hey,
great
good to see you guys.
Thank you for coming by. Love you.
Great George Brett. Toe the slab as the Yankees battle the Royals in the series finale. Full pregame coverage starts tomorrow at 1 o'clock with first pitch scheduled for shortly after 2 on Yes and streaming on the Yes app. Montefiore scoreboard. The Yankees lead this one 3-0. Top of the 6th inning. It'll be Gleyber Torres, Aaron Hicks, and LeCastro who took over for Gallo. So we'll wait on word what happened with Joey Gallo. As Gleyber Torres having a pretty good night. 1 for 1, a single sac fly and a run. And Carlos, I just need to let you know there are a few times where I sit here and I felt tiny in this booth.
No
with
way.
You and the Hall of Famer George Brett. That was awesome.
Oh man, so grateful just for him, and honestly I remember those days in Kansas City and spring training and having him around, all the knowledge that he brought to the game of baseball. Interesting.
Gleyber slaps one the other way. His hot hitting continues.
Slider by good swing by Gleyber Torres going to right field. This is something that Gleyber has been doing lately. He's been pulling the ball, but at the same time he'll be staying with pitches. The game-winning hit in New York, going to right field, now going to right field with this one. It's great to see Gleyber feeling good at the plate.
That'll bring up Aaron Hicks, couple of walks.
John, walks are good as a hitter when you're capable of taking those walks and putting yourself in the base path and understanding that you're passing the baton to the guy in the under circle. Those are good quality at bat. Aaron Hicks have done that.
Go ahead and the count again, 2-0. Tim LeCastro on deck. Again, we don't have any word yet on what happened to Joey Gallo, but LeCastro went in the last half inning for defense.
A good swing by Hicks. Fastball a little bit up in the strike zone. but he seemed like he was on time. Good swing.
I see that swing right there, and I'm reminded of George Brett, what he just told us, right? Look for that first fastball that you can hit, put a good swing on it. Don't overcomplicate things.
Be aggressive. There's a lot of times, John and George, I agree with him in a lot of things when it comes to information, because sometimes could be a lot of information as a hitter. You have to understand who do you deliver that information to and how much the information you deliver to the player. So these days, I know there's a lot of information right out there, and hitters are taking it, and I hope they're smart about what they take and what they leave.
Two to Hicks. Slap foul. Now I wonder, because at the end of your career, I'm sure you were getting a lot of this information. The end of my career, I was getting so much information on how to call a ball game, right? Percentage of counts and pitches. And I remember catching Randy Johnson one night, and I was just confused because there was too much, and I had to remind myself, if I'm behind the plate, what is my pitcher doing well tonight, and what is this hitter trying to do against him, and call a game that way. So I definitely was one of those guys that needed less information instead of more. Ground ball hit hard through the right side. That's going to be a base hit. Torres around second. He's going to move on to third. And the Yankees set up again. First and third, nobody out here in the 6th inning.
Just another good at bat by Aaron Hicks. This one coming through for the Yankees. Base hit right down the middle. Gleyber Torres did a great job going from first to third. That's what you want to see from runners when they're on third base. You want to see them going from first to third and giving the opportunity to your team to be closer to score another run.
So Tim LeCastro will get his first at bat of the night. A situational hitting at bat, first and third, nobody out. First pitch swinging, fouls that one off. And we'll take a look in the 4th inning at Joey Gallo running down the line on the check swing.
He's hustling down the line.
He lunged right at the bag. You wonder maybe if something happened there. Hot shot, line drive, nice play by Lopez. One down.
Slider, little jam. Great play. By Lopez.
One down, it'll bring up Kiner Falefa, had a sac fly and RBI in the 4th inning. Same situation here. Yankees trying to add on here in the 6th.
Kiner Falefa with a sacrifice fly previous at bat. Now with the opportunity to bring another one toward the plate.
Kiner Falefa's thinking, get a ball up in the zone, drive it to the middle of the field. Salvador Perez behind the plate is thinking, break a ball down and away, fastball in on the hands, trying to get a ground ball, double play to try to get out of this inning. A little cat and mouse between pitcher, catcher, and hitter. Fastball up and away, taken for a strike. Slapped in front of home plate. Piam's over to first. We'll get the second out as he looked Gleyber Torres back to third. Second and third, 2 down now.
Just a tough at bat by Kiner Falefa. I bet he was trying to hit this ball more toward the right field. He ended up being up front. Piams have done a good job, honestly, battling the Yankees lineup.
Torres takes his lead off the third. Aaron Hicks his lead off the second with 2 down. Jose Trevino. Yankees looking for a big 2-out hit here, trying to add on. Ground out and a strikeout so far for Trevino.
And those are huge, John. Those 2-out hits, when you're capable of getting them, they lift that dugout.
Popped up. Payamps is going to work his way out of big time trouble in the 6th. Yankees lead 3-0. It feels like it should be a whole lot more. Star Wars celebration. There will be a special Star Wars theme and appearances by some of your favorite Star Wars characters. In addition, the first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a special Yankees Yoda bobblehead. Tickets are going fast, so make sure you get yours today at Yankees.com. Gerrit Cole back out there for the 6th inning. Yankees lead this one 3-0 on our Montefiore scoreboard. Cole threw 5 innings, 67 pitches, 40 strikes. He's going to face Salvador Perez, Carlos Santana, and Hunter Dozier here in the 6th inning. First pitch fastball for a strike.
A lot of time, John, as a hitter, when you have faced the pitcher for almost 3rd time, you know, a lot of time you start thinking, man, you know what, I feel a little bit more comfortable at the plate. But with Gerrit Cole on the mound, I don't think that feeling comfortable gets to you.
Look at Cole's line so far through 5 innings, struck out 3. We talked earlier, he struck out 9, season high against the Guardians his last time out. That fastball just misses on the outside corner. Good matchup here, the veteran Salvador Perez with all that power last year against Gerrit Cole.
And I bet there have to be a lot of history between these two right here. Salvador Perez facing Cole, kind of having an idea where he likes to pitch.
Swing and a miss, came right at him with a fastball.
Gerrit Cole is saying, here you go, the fastball. Hit it if you can.
Carlos, we just had a good look at Trevino behind the plate. I love the way he gave his target inside to Gerrit Cole, emphatically, like, this is where I want it. These guys have something going. The last time against the Guardians, as Santana flips one the other way off the end of the bat. The guy who has been struggling, he'll take that.
Yeah, these have to be positive for Santana. Facing Gerrit Cole. Little changeup, I would call it. What was that? 90.
Little changeup.
Little changeup. Being able to flip that ball to left field, get a base hit right there. That might get him going.
One down, Hunter Dozier. Cole unleashing the fastball here in the 6th inning, coming right at the Royal lineup. Quickly ahead in the count again. 75th pitch coming for Cole through 92 his last time out against the Guardians. There's the breakdown. An easy 1st inning. Had to work a little bit in the 3rd and the 5th.
Dozier, who is a pull hitter, 46% of the time pull the ball, 24 toward the middle, and 28 toward right field. For the most part, he's going to be able to pull baseballs.
1-2. Fouled straight back. One of the things I always appreciate watching Gerrit Cole go about his business, if he makes a bad pitch, which he just made a bad pitch right there, you can tell by his body language. He wasn't happy with himself. To get back on track here. Dozier pops that one up. Looks like it's going to find the seats. And I've caught plenty of pitchers who the outcome will make them think they threw a better pitch than they actually did, right? Gerrit Cole's not one of those guys.
Oh, he knows. He knows.
I just made a mistake and I got away with it. I can't do that again. Obviously why he's one of the best pitchers in the league. Pitch recognition, knowing what the end result was and recognizing swings. 1-2. Slapped the other way. Nice piece of hitting by Dozier. Santana around second. He'll be on his way to third. Dozier up into second. The throw is wide by Stanton. So the Royals trying to get something going here in the 6th inning. Second and third, one down.
A well ball hit by Dozier. Fastball away, stay with the pitch. It's a good feeling as a hitter when you're capable of doing that. That was good. Even better was the base running, being aggressive on the base pad, pushing the envelope to second base, making Giancarlo Stanton made a throw to second base, and at the same time, John, when you're capable as a runner to put pressure in the outfield, that's a good feeling.
Well, not an easy play for a right fielder, right? Has to come around, turn his body, and try to make that accurate throw. Bobby Witt Jr. Fastball for strike one. Had a single in the 4th. Batting average now at .219. Extends his hitting streak. Trying to get the Royals on the board here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Second and third, one down.
Bobby Witt Jr. here have to be thinking toward the middle, trying to emulate what he did the previous at bat, going to right field with the pitch, right center. You know, hopefully he can give that opportunity to the Kansas City Royals to get back in the game.
Fought off a tough pitch. Castro getting loose in the Yankee pen. You know, when Gerrit Cole is at his best, I always feel like he can elevate fastballs when he needs a big strikeout. Be an opportunity here for a young hitter. See if you can elevate above his hands and get him to swing at a pitch up out of the strike zone. The 0-2, they go fastball away instead at 97, just misses. I feel like the elevated fastball might be a pitch that Cole's gotten away from early on this year.
Oh, it seems to me, John, like Gehrig and Trevino, they kind of speak in the same language.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of shakes by Gerrit Cole.
And the 1-2 fouled off. Now this is also a situation, obviously Bobby Witt Jr., a rookie. There's not a whole lot of history here. Gerrit Cole trying to figure him out, just like this kid is trying to figure out the veteran right-hander, and Trevino behind the plate trying to get on the same page with his right-hander.
A lot of time, John, when you're facing a guy that you don't have a lot of history, and when you're a hitter and you're young and you don't know the pitcher, sometimes could play in your advantage because you're not thinking about anything.
Right.
You just want to see the ball and react to what you see.
1-2. Fastball got him. Big pitch by Cole.
See, John, when you can really do that, 98 on the corner, so difficult for a hitter basically to put that ball in play. And when you can get to your tank and say, you know what, I need to really pump this fastball by this hitter and throw 98 like Cole did, that's very impressive.
Yeah, the great ones can elevate it when they need that fastball. Not out of the woods yet. 2 down, Kyle Isbell up at the plate. 0 for 2, line out and a ground out. Santana off a third, Dozier off a second. And the 1-1. Out straight back, big swing.
A lot of time, John's in, when you're playing the game, you're in the dugout and you see these type of at bats, you just want that player to be successful, especially against one of the best pitchers in the game, and at the same time that will give you the opportunity to score a run or two to make this game close.
Well, this will be the 21st pitch for Garrett Cole here in the 6th inning. Trying to strand a few as manager Aaron Boone looking on. Mike Matheny looking for a big hit from his club.
Timeout.
Mentioned Cole threw 92 pitches his last time. This will be pitch number 90 here in the 6th inning. Oh, great play by Trevino, the backhand pick. Wow, setting up a way, the changeup yanked down and in, and a great play. Garrett Cole appreciates it.
And John, this far, Garrett Cole 56% forcing fastballs, 19% cutters, 10% knuckle curls.
Fastball, strike 3. Garrett Cole makes a couple of big pitches when he needed it in the bottom of the 6th inning. None bigger than that fastball to Isbell right there. Yankees lead 3-0. Big pitches when he need to. Bobby Witt Jr., fastball outside corner, big strikeout. Kyle Isbell, fastball inside corner, another big strikeout. Your Allstate Mayhem moments. Ronald Bolaños, his numbers, 2nd game of the year. He's going to face the top of the lineup for the New York Yankees. DJ LeMahieu, Josh Donaldson, and Anthony Rizzo. DJ 0 for 3. And takes first pitch change up for a strike. 3 ground balls for LeMahieu, batting average now at .310. One of those games where the Yankees have had traffic all night, only 6 hits, but have had opportunities to blow this one open. They haven't done it. They lead 3-0. Garrett Cole is in the mix in that dugout. Pitching coach Matt Blake breaking it down with him. You wonder if he emptied the tank there in the bottom of the 6th. Check swing, he did not go. Manager Aaron Boone looking on. If you think back to last night's game, it was a close game, 3-2 in the 7th, and the Yankees blew it open. 4 runs in the 7th, 5 in the 8th. Walked away with a laugher 12-2 win as LeMahieu works underneath it. Isbell in center field for first out here in the 7th inning.
This is a slider down by Bolaños.
Bring up Josh Donaldson, couple of walks, did score a run.
John, I know a lot of time as a hitter, you see yourself, hitting 194. You come into to face a pitcher probably that has no history with, but you have to feel good about the 2 walks, because walks all the time, every time you're capable of seeing the ball, seeing pitches, taking pitches, that puts you in rhythm later on to have success.
I love that shot that we just got from the side right there of Donaldson. That big leg kick. But I love the way that front foot just went straight up and straight down. And were you a big leg kick guy?
No, I was a tapper. I used to tap back and kind of like move forward. But the good thing when I see Josh Donaldson, he just like, he doesn't lean forward. He basically has a leg kick.
Drills that ball to right field. Olivares runs a long way to run it down.
He has a leg kick, but also he's capable of, not drifting the body forward, and that's very positive. See right here, left kick, and then I'm looking at the head. If the head is not moving forward, I know he's going to see the ball better.
Yeah.
Every time the head is moving forward, he's adding miles to the pitch.
So Don Mattingly was one of my hitting instructors with the Yankees my last couple of years. He tried to get me to do a big leg kick, but exactly what I couldn't do it. The leg would go up and my whole body would fall forward. The head would move.
It's got to be so hard, like when you haven't hit that way and all of a sudden you're trying to create and generate power. A lot of times you just, everything flies forward, and that's very difficult to control.
Yeah, and just to kind of give everybody at home what it feels like. So if somebody's throwing 90 miles an hour and you're drifting towards a pitcher, it feels like 98, right? I mean, you're adding velocity, and it just makes your job so much harder as a hitter.
I agree with you, and it's very hard every time you're facing somebody that's throwing 91, 92, and by that head moving forward, you're adding, like you said, 2 or 3 miles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be so difficult. So looking at the way I hit, I kind of hit like to point a reference like Bernie Williams, like that tapping where I tap back and tap forward. So it was easier for me to basically stay in control. It's really slow.
Love it. I love the conversations in the dugout. Hitters, okay, a little two-seamer, not that big. Breaking balls really slow.
And I love to see that, John, when you face a guy that probably you don't have history with that guy, you want to come to the dugout and you want to share what you saw, how you saw it, if it was hard. Sometimes pitches play different. Sometimes curveballs play hard, sometimes curveballs play slow, and to have that type of conversations in the dugout are very good for the guys behind.
Ground ball to the right side. It's going to be an easy inning as the Yankee hitters trying to break it down in their dugout. Matchup, Garrett Cole, 6 innings, 5 hits, did not give up a run. Walked 2, struck out 6. Carlos Hernandez, 4 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, and it was a battle as he walked 5 and struck out 3. So Aaron Boone's going to go to his bullpen, a very strong bullpen for the Yankees. Miguel Castro coming in for his 10th game of the year. Castro last pitched Thursday against Baltimore. Yankees lead this one 3-0 on our Cadillac scoreboard.
Castro has a good fastball, very loose arm.
The 9-1-2, Olivares, Lopez, and Whitfield, as Castro gets ahead quickly with that 97-mile-an-hour sinker. Pulled in the hole between short and third. Olivares with a leadoff hit here in the 7th.
It's a great at bat by Olivares, pulling that ball in the hole, putting speed on the base pad for the Kansas City Royals. They're trying to put a good inning together. They haven't been able to do it yet.
I'll bring up Nicky Lopez, leadoff hitter, 0 for 3, pop out, foul out, and a strikeout.
The Royals have speed, third base, just trying to create something happen. Just try to put pressure. A lot of time, you know, as a opposing team, I mean, being the Royals right now, Gary Cole is out of the game. A lot of time you're thinking, you know, he's out. This can be an opportunity for us to make something happen for ourselves.
Slap foul. There's the bullpen budget. You see Chapman hasn't worked in a while. Loizaga was in the last 2 games. Holmes should be ready to go. Green has worked the last 2. You look up and down that bullpen. Aaron Boone has a lot of quality options.
John, options and also a lot of flexibility, a lot of good arms, a lot of guys that he can go to. And I bet it has to feel so good when you have a good bullpen that when the pitcher is out, the starting pitcher is out, you could go there and you can have that feeling that the bullpen is going to do the job to get the opposite team out of the game.
Good changeup right there from Castro to get Lopez. If you look at the numbers for Castro, better numbers against right-handers, but that's a quality changeup with good arm action and good movement down and away. 1 down, bring up Whit Merrifield, 1 for 2, walk and a single.
And it's got to be so hard, John, when you're facing a guy that throws 97 and all of a sudden can have that pitch with so much movement. It's hard to stay with both pitches because you have to aim for a fastball.
You see Castro with that low 3/4 arm angle, how he's going to be tough on righties. Righties now 2 for 16 against him with that Olivares hit to lead off this inning. Merrifield has always been a hitter who's really adept at hitting the ball the other way as he takes a fastball for a strike.
See Castro, his arm so loose, his body going to home plate, which he's going to be around the plate for the most part.
Olivares on the move. Trevino with the throw. It's going to be late. Great jump. Second stolen base of the year for Olivares.
That was a great opportunity for Olivares. Castro, he did 1-6 going to home plate. So as a runner, a lot of times when you are on third base and the pitcher give you that time, it's a great opportunity for you to steal that back.
Fastball misses in off the plate. That's going to be a 1-out walk for Merrifield. The Royals have something going here in the 7th inning again.
That's the way you want to get the hit by pitch. I mean, Castro's throwing so hard. And at the same time, you know what? Hit by pitches also give you the opportunity to get up third base. Now the Royals have a man on second, man on first.
Royals have their hottest hitter up at the plate. Andrew Benintendi takes a first pitch changeup for a strike. Look up and down this lineup for the Royals. Everybody is struggling except this man. Garrett Cole was able to keep him down 0 for 2 with a walk in the third. Big opportunity for Kansas City here in the 7th. First and second, one down. Big swing and a miss. Castro quickly ahead 0-2.
Benintendi has been like the best hitter so far for the Kansas City Royals. So Kansas City players in the dugout, they have to be feeling good about Benintendi hitting right here.
Another good backhanded pick from Trevino. Wow, setting up away and Castro yanking the changeup in. Another great play by the Yankee catcher.
That's got to be so hard, John.
That's just
he made
reaction.
it look easy.
That's just reaction, you know, just trying to backhand it, pick it. Keeps a double play in order. Hot shot, line drive right to Rizzo to throw to second. They got him. Olivares doesn't think so. Rizzo, the strong throw to Kiner Falefa. We'll take another look at it.
Those are difficult play. A lot of times, as a runner, you get caught up a little bit too far from the bag. Seems to me like he got to second base. Nope.
Oh.
This angle tell me that he was almost out or out.
Kansas City is challenging the out call at second base.
Well, Mike Matheny's going to challenge the call. Play is under review.
Such a close play.
I think he's out.
I think he's out. See, the Royals would love to have this inning back.
After review, the call stands, the runner's out. Kansas City loses its challenge.
Well, Anthony Rizzo, a strong, accurate throw to second base. Manager Mike Matheny does not win the challenge. Aaron Boone looking on. The Yankees still lead 3-0. We'll take this to the 8th. Who hits it out of the park, while Hyundai wants to award a hero with a 2022 Hyundai Tucson. To nominate your hero, visit HyundaiSalute2HeroesNY.com and tell us why they should win. Top of the 8th inning, the Yankees lead this one 3-0 on our Hyundai scoreboard. 6 hits apiece, an error apiece for both club. And Giancarlo Stanton leading off the 8th inning.
Seems like a Ronald Bolanos, you know, has really come into the pit to pitch and basically have done a real good job. He's throwing a lot of off-beat pitches.
Two-one to Stanton. Ground ball to short. Lopez up with it. One down. Well, we're going to look at our exit velocity presented by Spectrum Mobile. Go to spectrummobile.com today, and we're going to look at some exit velo from last night. Giancarlo Stanton, 114 miles an hour. Gleyber Torres, 105.5. Aaron Judge, 105.4. And Anthony Rizzo, 100.6. Those 4 home runs for the Yankees last night. Gleyber Torres continuing his hot hitting, had that home run last night. A couple of base hits in this one, sacrifice fly, a run and an RBI.
Average going up to 241. So even though John average is a lot of times he's not taking into consideration, hitters look at average.
Absolutely.
See, Gleyber had hit the ball hard 3 times today, which is a good sign that he's seeing the ball good at the plate, which is a good sign that everything, the feeling as a hitter, a lot of times when he's not there, you could see it in the hitters trying to do too much, but when the feeling is there, you see the calmness as a hitter, and a lot of times you end up laying off the bad pitches and swinging at the good pitches. So
saw Gleyber way out in front of that slow breaking ball. It reminded me of Donaldson in the dugout, right? Telling everybody it's really slow. You can hear it from a teammate in the dugout, but until you see it up at the plate. 1-2 fastball just misses off the plate.
See, Bolaños wanted that pitch so bad. A lot of times, John, like as a hitter, when you see a pitcher like really wanting that pitch and show emotions.
Check swing, he went. Perez blocked it. Now it's going to apply the tag.
Bolaños is missing the pitch as well. See Gleyber chasing right there, couldn't halt to it. He knew he was already committed. Bad feeling when you know you strike out and you have to run to third base.
With 2 down, will bring up Aaron Hicks, who's had a good night as well. Couple of walks, single, and a run.
Just 1 for 1 today. Seeing the ball well, keeping it simple. Aaron is also one of those guys that has a big leg kick. But when he's capable of control it, he get good results at the plate.
Royals playing an Aaron Hicks to pull on the ground in the infield, pretty much straight up in the outfield. Hot shot. Be another base hit for Aaron Hicks.
Aaron is saying to himself, you could shift me right now. I'm going to find the hole. Another good swing by Aaron Hicks. Hitting the ball extremely hard to the hole. Just jogging to third base with a perfect day at the plate, 2 for 2.
Two down, bring up Tim LeCastro, and we did get some news on Joey Gallo, some left leg tightness. As LeCastro works underneath that one, be a lazy fly ball to center field. Isbell settling underneath it, and the Yankees go quietly in the 8th inning. We'll be back for the bottom of the 8th. A great look at this beautiful ballpark in Kansas City. Iconic fountains. Carlos, I always felt like this is one of those places that every time you come back, you just had a greater appreciation how beautiful this stadium is.
This is a beautiful stadium, and honestly, I mean, they use the fountain. They make it so pretty out there. The crown in center field. Scoreboard, very impressive.
Aaron Boone going to go to another one of his high-quality relievers. Clay Holmes in for the bottom of the 8th inning. On our Hyundai scoreboard, the Yankees lead this one 3-0. Salvador Perez takes a sinker off the plate for ball 1. Perez 0 for 3. Holmes made his 10th appearance of the season and second in as many days on Wednesday against Baltimore, earning his 2nd save of the season.
It's got to be so difficult for hitters to, you know, like make those type of adjustment. Like when the bullpen come, you know, you're facing one guy and the next time you're facing a different guy. It's got to be so hard to adapt and adjust to different pitchers almost every inning.
Well, we know Clay Holmes with that good two-seamer. Trevino setting up right down the middle of the plate, relying on the action to get a lot of ground balls. Easy play for Donaldson, 1 down. With 1 down brings up Carlos Santana, 1 for 3 with a single in the 6th inning. Pretty good crowd here on a Saturday night. 23,965.
Hitting 130, you know, that's less than probably what he weighs. So a lot of times, you know, like when you see those averages like that, it's got to be so hard.
Another easy ground ball from Holmes. 2 quick outs here in the 8th. You know, this is the type of game, if you look at the Yankees, Carlos, coming in 14-6, right? They scored 12 runs in last night's game, kind of blew it open offensively. This is a little tighter, obviously. Quality pitching from Cole, Castro, and now Holmes. Always looked at good teams. They find different ways to win, right? One night they might slug, another night they're going to pitch. You got to be playing good defense every night, and the way the Yankees have been playing lately, putting a lot of runs on the board tonight, not so much, but the pitching has been there.
Yeah, and honestly, just to be able to see how everyone has pitched today, being able to give the team an opportunity to win this ball game, that's what makes these Yankees such a dangerous team.
Ground ball just out of the reach of Kiner-Falefa. Dozier is on with 2 down. It's going to be scored a base hit.
Just one of those plays where you slide and you end up a little bit ahead of the baseball. I like the effort. I love the effort.
Love the effort, and I love if you're Trevino behind the plate, you know you have your right-hander who's locked in, right? 3 ground balls. When Holmes is at his best with that good 2-seam fastball, gets a lot of grounders. Well, that catches a piece of Bobby Witt Jr.
That's tough.
Not a good spot.
Every time you see hitters hit in the hands, a lot of time you don't know what's going to come out. Seems like he's walking to third base, so shaking hands. Stranding's there. He's young. When you're young, man, like you can get away with so many things.
Mike Matheny takes it back to the dugout. Looks like Bobby Witt Jr. is going to be all right. Take another look at it. And that 2-seamer just starts running and you can't get away from it.
He's already committed, and that ball is coming toward you. There's nothing you can do to try to get away from that. That's a great.
Well, what looked like it might be an easy 1-2-3 inning for Holmes now is getting interesting. First and second, 2 down. Aroldis Chapman starting to get his gun hot. We'll bring up Kyle Isbell, who's 0 for 3 on the night.
Two outs, man in second, man in first. Isbell trying to put a good at bat against a very, very, very top sinker right here.
Line in the count, 2-0. Chapman getting ready.
See Kiner Falefa playing defense, kind of like to the right side of the bag. Gleyber a little bit toward the hole, so shortstop is in play. A lot of time lefty. If you're a little late, that's fine right here because you can find that hole.
And the 2-1 from Holmes. Ground ball to the right side. Easy play for Rizzo, so Holmes got himself in a little bit of trouble, able to make a pitch when he had to. The Yankees lead this one 3-0. And player reaction from tonight's game, plus Aaron Boone on the manager's report. That's all coming up on the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame. Hang around for Chris Sheeran and Jeff Nelson breaking it down in our studio. Brian Hoke, our good buddy, helping us out in the clubhouse after the game. As the Yankees trying to hold on to a 3-0 lead as we take this baby to the 9th. 7 hits apiece. It'll be 8-9-1 for the Yankees. Kiner Falefa, Trevino, and DJ LeMahieu.
Kiner Falefa 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly, 1 RBI. Bolaños has really come to pitch for the Royals and has really stopped the Yankees offense.
Kiner Falefa heading the count 3-0. He's trying to add on a little bit here in the 9th inning, make this one a little bit more comfortable. There's a strike. That'll be a leadoff walk here in the 9th inning for Kiner Falefa.
See Bolaños kind of even with his pitches. 33% curveball, 33% slider, and only 19% fastball. So it's a lot of off speed coming through you. So he loved the breaking pitch.
I'll bring up Jose Trevino, hitting 9th for the Yankees, catching a shutout. He's 0 for 3, ground out, strikeout, and a pop out. You know what, Carlos, you know, the catchers, we all like to get our hits, but catching a shutout, boy, if you can finish this one up, working with Garrett Cole, as Kiner Falefa's on the move, Perez with a throw, got him. Salvador Perez has been doing that for a long time. Quick release, right on the money.
John, and he makes it look so easy. Kind of left. I had a decent jump. He's thinking second base. Salvador Perez thinking, I'm going to get him out. Great throw by Salvador Perez.
Carlos, there's so much to like about that throw. Throwing from a knee, which is obviously something today's catchers have learned to do. But if we could show that again, the follow through where he really finishes out in front of his body to get that good backspin rotation and carry through the bag. Perfect mechanics. Take another look from the knee. Watch a follow through. Really gets on top of it, which gives you four-seam rotation, and it carries through the bag instead of dying at the bag.
John, a lot of times we take for granted, like this guy is like 6'4". Look at him getting up, making a perfect throw to second base. 6'4", wants to catch every day. Like, he brings so much to the Kansas City Royals. He have done it for such a long time.
Check swing, didn't go. Looks like they got that one right. First base umpire Jeff Nelson, Mike Matheny looking on. One down, bring up DJ LeMahieu. Big slow breaking ball for a strike.
See, the Yankees have walked today 7 times. So they have seen a lot of pitches, which is good as an offense. When guys are walking, guys are putting quality at bats, getting to the base path and passing the baton to the guys behind.
LeMahieu 0 for 4.
It's kind of rare, right, to see LeMahieu 0 for 4. Well, he make you used to.
I was just thinking, though, the great hitters find a way to get a knock here, right? They salvage their night, 1 for 5, and they look forward to getting back after it tomorrow. The mediocre hitters like myself, this is a guaranteed 0 for 5. And probably a double play ground ball. Not for DJ LeMahieu.
He's such in control when he's hitting. You could see in his face that, you know, he has an idea and a plan of what he needs to do, where he wants to go with the pitch.
Fouled off. Well, you enjoyed watching his batting practice today, right? You made a comment to me.
Yeah, I mean, every time I see him taking batting practice and see him working on his craft, trying to stay in right center. You know, he understands that he can hit the ball out of the ballpark, but honestly, in batting practice, that doesn't really impress no one. Yeah. What really impressed me is when you see a guy basically having that approach, going to right center, hitting line drives, and when you're capable of doing that, the field opens for you.
Two. Hit hard the other way. Olivares played perfectly. So LeMahieu 0 for 5, a rare 0 for 5 for DJ LeMahieu.
Well, do you have to be thinking, you know what, I'm 0 for 5. It's 3-0. Let's win this ball game. Please make me feel good about today's day.
Looks like it's going to be Chapman in the bottom half of the ninth, as Josh Donaldson comes up to the plate 0 for 2.
So even though Josh Donaldson is getting his walks, I know he wants to get going offensively. He wants to hit doubles. He wants to hit the ball out of the ballpark. He wants to basically impact the baseball the way he knows Josh Donaldson can impact the baseball.
Popped up. Perez and Santana. It's off Perez's glove.
See, communication was a factor on that play right there. Both of them called the ball.
Two veteran players, too. That just can't happen.
You know what? As a hitter, sometimes that's all you need. You need a break to get back into your at-bat. Donaldson faced Bolaños' previous at-bat, was talking about the slow curveball.
The 0-2. That's a slow curveball. Flips it into right field. That's going to find some grass. Trevino around second into third. He's going to be held. Donaldson with a 2-out double. And he takes advantage of that gift from Salvador Perez and Santana.
John, I have seen this so many times. After the error, the base hit. You know, basically that play right there give Donaldson the opportunity to hang up with that curveball, shoot it right field, and hustling up to second base.
Oh, yeah.
That make you smile.
And you mentioned that slow curveball that he talked about, right? He remembered, went down, flipped it to right field. Beautiful. Mike Matheny intentionally walked Anthony Rizzo, so it'll be bases loaded with 2 down for Giancarlo Stanton.
And I know that, you know, third base open, 2 outs. Rizzo's been hot at the plate, swinging the bat well. But let me tell you, Giancarlo is not a piece of cake neither.
No.
He can make you pay and pay. You know, he can make you pay.
And that intentional walk had to get his attention, right?
Yes.
Not too many times they walk a hitter to get to Stanton. See if he can make him pay. First pitch fastball for a strike.
Yeah, a lot of times, you know, you're thinking, I know this is the play, but sometimes you can take it personal also. You say, you know what, you're walking Rizzo to pitch me? Let's see what happened here.
Yankees have been looking for that big hit to blow this one open all the way from the beginning of the game.
Seems like he crossed Salvador. Seems like the pitch come.
Ooh.
He pressed a button, and what happened? What happened in Bolaños' head was something different.
That is a bad feeling when you're behind the plate. Looking for a breaking ball, you get the 2-seamer, and give Perez credit for being able to catch it.
That's got to be so hard. You're expecting something soft, and all of a sudden, here's the heater.
Hot shot right back up the middle. Morelos able to knock it down and complete the inning. So again, the Yankees threaten, not able to cash in. It'll be Aroldis Chapman looking to close this one out. Hawks make their Atlantic League home debut against the Lexington Legends. Stream the action starting at 7 p.m. exclusively on the Yes app. Some of the notable players: Cody Clemens, son of Roger Clemens; Kelsey Whitmore, first female professional player in an MLB associated league; and the Ferry Hawks manager, of course, is Eduardo Alfonso. Aroldis Chapman takes over. This will be his 10th game. 4 for 4 in save opportunities. 7 1/3 innings, has struck out 11, and the Yankees looking for their 8th win in a row, and the Yankee closer trying to close this one out.
It's impressive how Chapman has been able to keep his velocity since he got to the big leagues. Hard thrower early in his career. Now he had few pitches to the repertoire, little split, little slider, and as a hitter, it's got to make it so much difficult, because before he was a fastball pitcher.
Well, it's going to be 9-1-2 for the Royals. Edward Olivares having a good evening, couple of hits. Trying to get something going for the Royals. Chapman's first pitch, fastball misses down and in, 95 miles an hour.
John, I bet this have to be the best scenario for a closer to come in to pitch a game. Winning by 3. If you made a mistake, you know, you still have the opportunity to close the game.
That fastball misses, behind in the count 2-0. Well, it's been quality pitching all the way around for the Yankees. Garrett Cole, 6 shutout. Castro came in, Holmes, and now Chapman. There's a strike. Yankees looking for their 8th win in a row. Looking to take the second game of a 3-game set. Luis Severino on the mound tomorrow afternoon. Severino going to go out there and have a little talk. So it looks like there'll be a pinch hitter on deck. Manuel Rivera.
John, do you think like every pitch is using the pitch comp this year, or there's some guys that are not using it?
Yeah, it looks like Salvador Perez isn't using it. You know, most of the teams are trying to use it and get comfortable with it. The Yankees have kind of dove in head first with the pitch comp, but looks like Chapman's having a little problem with it here tonight.
He's ran out of battery.
I think Gleyber Torres might have switched his with Chapman's.
Chapman is trying to figure out a little piece of speaker on his head. Having trouble listening to the catcher signs. You don't want to be crossed by Chapman, let me tell you that.
You do not want to be crossed up, and you also want to get Chapman into a rhythm out there, get on the same page, try to have a clean ninth inning. Line in the count 2-1 to Olivares. Foul straight back.
See, and for a hitter, this pitch right here is not fair. You know why? Because, you know, a lot of times you're thinking this guy is a fastball thrower, and all of a sudden, you know, like he ended up throwing that slider right there. So hard to be in both pitches.
A lot of options now. Is it going to be the fastball, slider, or the split? Tap the other way. Chapman up with it. Fields it cleanly. One down. When I watch Chapman, I still can't tell if it's a slider or a split. Sometimes the slider's down and in.
That's a split.
Split.
Chapman is such a good athlete, was able to get to that ball super fast and get the out himself.
Oh, we're going to have a pinch hitter, Emmanuel Rivera. See the numbers: 17 games at AAA, 293 home runs, 4 RBIs. He's going to take over for Nicky Lopez.
It's got to be a tough at bat for Emmanuel, being on the bench. All of a sudden, like you're already eating sunflower seeds, and the manager say, Emmanuel, you got to go face Chapman right here.
Hot shot left field. LeCastro back, makes the play.
Well, let me tell you, he made me look bad. He hit that ball well to left field. Good swing. LeCastro made a great job knowing where the fence was. Good leaping catch. Chapman is all smiles right now.
LeCastro took over for Joey Gallo, left with some groin tightness. And the Yankees 1 out away from 8 wins in a row. Looking to take the first 2 games of this 3-game set here in Kansas City. Merrifield 1 for 2, couple of walks.
Well, Merrifield has been a good, solid player for the Kansas City Royals in previous years. You know, this time he just like not finding his rhythm. But he's a guy that can contribute a lot, not only with his bat, but also with the speed on the base pad and also defensively.
The Royals down 3-0. Merrifield just looking to get on base. There's a fastball for a strike.
You know, John, the Royals organization has been an organization that they have had like good players in the minor league system for years. So they seems like they know how to develop players that they end up calling to the big leagues.
Two-one, ground ball up the middle, Kiner Falefa, and that'll do it. 8 wins in a row for the New York Yankees. Pitching the story in this one. 6 shutout from Garrett Cole. Castro, Holmes, Chapman, another save. And the Yankees enjoying an 8-game winning streak.
Just a great game by the New York Yankees. Like you say, pitching is the story today. They did a great job. Starting pitcher, great game. Offensively, 3 runs were enough to win this ball game.
Plenty of opportunities for the Yankees to blow it open. The end result, 8 wins in a row, 3-0 victory. New York on top.